What's going on, motherfuckers? It's your boy Dumar Redenbacher here again, and just wanted to give you guys a quick update on Athena and what we got going on and what's in store for the rest of the year and what we're doing right now. So let's check it out. So tonight we just started doing my rear end rebuild. Well, R&R, whatever you want to call it. This is the old diff, axle unit, all that good stuff. I'm ripping all that out. This is actually going to get built and go into Alex's car. And what we're doing to that is basically copying what I did with this setup, aside from some other things. Let's check this out. I went to, you can see it's drilled twice here. I had to re-drill them. I went down to 5x120 because that's what size those stock 20s are up there. It's 5x120, which is like the Camaro GM small 5-lug car pattern. And I got the axles, I took them to DTS, got them trued and welded. So, I mean, I painted and coated everything afterwards, but you can see my tubes are welded. Normally, those are just, they got two little spots. I see, you can probably see over here, yeah. Just got two little spot welds and a roll pin. And sometimes they don't even got that. So, this is one of the only real weaknesses on an 8.5 10 bolt GM rear end is these axles give you a lot of issues. I've seen a lot of them, rock crawler guys get this a lot too, which is way different from drag racing, but the tubes will shift. And yeah, so I got that. I got Moser axles. Moser did the custom axles for me. They're just spec for Impala SS because this is a wider Impala SS rear end. It's a little bit wider. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a little bit wider than stock Fleetwood rear end though. So I got, like I said, tubes welded, everything's true. The Moser rear girdle, rear diff cover that adds some extra strength with like the webbing and the thick cast there. Then it's got like bearing cap supports and stuff. So that's real neat. I still got to put the bushing thing here. Always use rubber on these too, guys. These always should be rubber unless you're going crazy and doing like a Heim joint or a spherical joint and all that fancy stuff. But if you're doing that, you don't need to take advice from me because you're way beyond the shit I'm doing. Anyway, disc brake rear end, as you saw over there, we got drums coming off. So this is just stock Impala SS stuff. I was thinking about going bigger brake, but that's going to limit me on 15s. So I'd rather have a 15-inch wheel than a bigger rear caliper. Like that's just a bling factor thing. So yeah, this is a True Track 342 rear diff. I got tubular arms. I'm going to keep the stock springs. I'm going to clean them up real nice, make them look a little bit better. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do for all that. And yeah, so I'm going to end up throwing the all the tubular shit in there, and I got some QA1s going on in the back. I'm gonna use the stock rear sway bar. I don't know if I'm gonna use the stock one yet. I might go up by the time. We're not there yet. I mean, that's such an easy thing to do and change out. That's the last thing on my mind. So let's walk you guys through where I'm at on Athena. I know there's not a lot of stuff on the channel about this car, and it's kind of like the header picture for the channel. So let's actually get a good overview of the cars. I don't think you guys have had one. Come back here. This is a little spoiler idea I'm doing. I just the Impala guys get to have all the fun. It's goofy looking now because it's just cardboard, but anybody who's ever done any fabrication knows this is just one of the steps when you're trying to get the wheels turning. So yeah, I got this to, my keys are inside. I'll show you guys the fuel cell and stuff later. But, pardon the mess. You see I got the, did not prepare for this very well. Got the Riviera center console in there. It's kind of torn apart right now. The gauges go up there, but I'm in the process of using this wood, cutting all this up. I'm gonna wrap it to match the interior wood grain, and I will use this for my shifter and all my gauges. So I'm gonna have that looking real nice to try and get it matched. The same thing with the console. I got some of the SEM interior paint. I think that's what it is, SEM. But yeah, I got some of that to cover that. I'm gonna have Alex spray that because anybody who knows me knows I can do a lot of shit and paint ain't one of them.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's the interior. Other than that, all my interior stuff is stock. Everything works. Cluster all works. All my power stuff, heated seats still work. If you're gonna do it, there's still got to be a Cadillac. You know, that's the only way I was gonna be able to swap it if I had to keep all the Cadillac shit, except for air ride because.
Sound like an old man.
I do. I am an old man, bro. I'm about to be 30 in like a month. So it's kind of dark over here, but I mean, you guys can still see some of the goodies. Right now, I got my motor at BMR. They're doing some stuff for me. Got Buck working on it for me. This is the old junkyard LQ4 right now. As you see, it's just sitting in there. I blew it up at the end of the season last year, being reckless, because it already had a rod knock, and I had been driving it for like 3 months. Drove it all around Chicago. Drove it back and forth to Detroit a few times. Beat the absolute dog shit out of it the whole time, and I couldn't get it to blow up. So it took a while, but I was able to get it to spit a rod out, which, I mean, it was fun. I had a smile on my face when that happened, and that was a $160 engine that survived 1.5 seasons untuned, and then the second half of the second season, just getting the absolute dog shit beat out of it. So, I mean, that motor for $160 2 years ago, never touched nothing about it, and I definitely got my money's worth out of it. So now I got one that I'm building. It's still LQ4, but it's 370 cubic inch. I got some different internals in there, just some other Ford goodies, stock crank, SFI plate, TH400, basic setup. I mean, everybody does these. I got an S480 now. I got my exhaust. I redid it for those who remember when I had the front mount set up and where the fuck is it? I don't know. I got HX55 over there somewhere. When I had that, it sat over here and ran out the back and all that. This year with the S480, I wanted to do something a little more wicked looking. So I got the double horns coming up with on my manifolds that I made. Just welded to the stock truck manifolds. If you heat them up, they weld really good. And yeah, I got just a cast Y pipe from off a Ford. I want to say it's a T6 pipe. I can't remember what it's off of. But it's off some big industrial V8 that came with a turbo. So got that welded up. And the wastegate's going to be down there. I didn't weld those on yet because it's easier to do it outside the car. But my downpipe runs down here. I got a full muffler. It's outside the car right now, but full muffler is going to come out the bumper down there, up under all this stuff. Right here in the chrome. This is going to have a big, I might do a teardrop depending on where everything lines up. Just got to see, because that'll be fucking sexy. And yeah, it's water to air now. I chose to go water to air mainly because I got a really good deal on the setup, on a used kit. So I got basically everything I need for that except for the hoses at this point, which I'm just going to use some like heavy duty PVC, like the soda pipe. It's clear, it's weaving, and it's real strong. So I'm going to use that stuff. You guys saw that radiator in the car. That's just going to go up here. It's going to be tilted. I'm going to do some cool shit with that. And yeah, just have it like tilted in here, kind of Corvette style. It look kind of sweet, and I still get plenty of fucking airflow, because you guys know this car has a huge fucking grill in there. And yeah, that's basically it for this. I used KDS mounts. I said that in other videos where I use KDS mounts, F-body pan, stock truck intake, stock truck fuel rail, stock regulator. This is proven stuff, guys. I mean, there's nothing wrong with spending more money and getting the fancy stuff and having more control, but I don't like to spend money where I don't need it. You know, I'm a minimalist. So if the stock shit has been proven to well over what I need, why upgrade it? It's just something else to break later if I spend more money on it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, that's basically it for that. The motor and drivetrain is pretty basic on all that stuff, but I do plan on doing a lot of drag racing outside and inside of the state this year. I got another fender for over there. I get a lot of guys telling me well, some people like the ratty look, but I also get a lot of people asking me like what's going on with the car, because it had a white hood and that fender for the last 2 years. I do have DCM body panels on it. I had them last year, but didn't feel like doing it because didn't feel like putting them on, because I knew I was tearing the car down, and figured, you know, during all this kind of stuff, you're likely to scratch shit up more. And I got a spare one of these, so I'm going to swap both of them on. That's why I'm not worried about. I'm going to have a really minty front end on this car this year. So I got both of them. So yeah, that's where we're at with that, and that's where we're at with Athena. Realistically, I redid my harness, so I'm about to just get the car completely prepped. After the rear end goes in, I'm gonna pull the motor and trans and all that stuff out and have it so when I get my engine back from machining, and well, right now it's in the balancing phases. When I get it back from there, I can just slap the engine in and go. I'm gonna use the same bass tune. And if I gotta tweak it, I'm gonna use the bass tune from the last setup. If I gotta tweak it, which I most likely will, I'll I'll do it as such. But I am not a tuner. I know a little bit. I can get stuff like on the trailer, but I don't trust myself enough, especially with as much effort and time that I have in this car right now. I really don't want to risk it. So I'm going to let somebody else tune it. And I got somebody in mind, so that's not even a big deal. I got more than enough resources to get that taken care of. So, yeah, so I'm going to get this all prepped. So by the time the motor comes in, I can just throw it in this car. We can start it up. I'm going to do a first startup video, of course. And we can get ready to start having some fun with this because I've been waiting for it. I had a little bit of fun last year, but I didn't really get to go crazy because the car wasn't like tip-top racetrack shape. I had some fun on the streets, but I mean, I really wanted to get a good time in, you know? And I got an idea of what it's at last year, but this is completely different, so who fucking knows? Like, hopefully better. But realistically, it better be fucking better. But, yeah, I really want to crack like a 999 once and then turn it down. That'd be real cool, but, and there's no reason the car can't do it. It's the only reason I wouldn't keep it turned up like that. Because I'm a big, like, safety guy-ish. When it comes to, like, going fast like that, I do want a cage. I'm not dumb. Shit happens, and I built this shit myself. So, the liability's on me. I gotta make sure I'm safe if I'm the one doing it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the catch-up on everything else. Hope you guys enjoyed the catch-up and on everything else. And I hope you guys are looking forward to this year and everything we got going on. We got some cool stuff going on with Alex's car, the Caprice. We'll give you an update on that soon. And my Seville, the 76, you guys have probably seen it floating around if you follow us on other social media. You know, you've seen that car. And definitely a bunch of quack stuff. I know you guys love that fucking Saturn, and we do too, because that's fun. I actually broke it today doing some exploring, but that's neither here or there. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and start keeping you guys updated with us again. Doing slightly a different shift on how we're handling things from here on out. So just bear with me as I try and like get the priorities in order for the channel. And sorry for the long wait, like I said on the last video, but we about to keep it going and give you guys a lot of stuff this summer. So quarantine or not, don't forget to let that bitch eat. Domestic violence out, baby.